NBC TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.
Good is covered, bad is covered, MTNL is covered, whole different category or league of its own. That brings us to the ugliest investment decisions that they've made. I think for Manish, he said it includes both errors of omission and commission. Yeah. Omission being that HDFC Bank is a recurring theme in our conversation. He never invested in HDFC Bank, though he had several opportunities to do so. And I think commission to some extent has to do with his whole Hyderabad experience. So he, along with swearing that he will never invest in infrastructure, has sworn that he will never go to Hyderabad. Explain this.
It's been one really bad experience, and the way I think of it is really, apart from Dr. Reddy and Divi's, really has come out from Dr. Reddy's. You haven't really missed much if you didn't go to Hyderabad. They're there in every cycle with every new industry.
No offense to our viewers in Hyderabad, please.
But there's some things which you're not meant to be, right, in your life. It's like if Tendulkar grows up and he starts playing hockey instead of cricket, it's bad news for him. So this is like one of those things that doesn't work for me. Better not to go there. The last time I went there...
You've never been to Hyderabad?
No, I go there, I enjoy the Falaknama and I come back. I don't visit companies.
Okay.
Because the last time I went there, I had to go straight from the company visit to Tirupati. Nothing else could have rescued me. And I lost 98% on that investment.
Which company was this that sent you straight to God?
I'll just give it in coded. It's Surdas. So those who are in the market will figure out.
Surdas?
I mean, you lose your eyesight when you invested in that. It went down 98% from the high. I mean, we didn't lose all our money.
You're talking visually.
And by the way, he's in infrastructure now.
I think he's talking visually. Maybe it has something to do with soft vision.
And he happens to have
or something like
infrastructure
that, right?
now. So, I mean, I don't know what we would...
Can I hazard a guess?
We did so much research.
Can I hazard a guess?
I visited PNG in the US and tried to find out what they're doing, and they gave us glowing reviews and everything.
You've all but taken the name, right? I can take it.
No, let it be.
Anyone wants to hazard a guess? Ramdev, the worst, the ugliest investment experience of your life. When I asked you this question on the phone, you said, everywhere I went at that point in time, I was talking quality, and then I went and invested in Central Bank.
The Central Bank was my analyst was refusing to cover it. Actually, he didn't cover right till date. And it was one of the very large banks. Actually, when I was doing chartered accountancy, I have finalized this bank. And so I used to go at 11 o'clock in the night, and that time it was all manual. So I had great respect for this bank in terms of, at that point of time, it was a huge institution. And it was available for, the size of the bank was, I think, bigger or at least as big as HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank was trading at about 1,25,000 crores. This was available for 5,000 crores. I said, this is too cheap to believe. And it was the most expensive bank, actually, it turned out to be. So it was so bad, the books were such junk. So in good time, when the economy was just going up, even the good ones look like blue chips. And that's the biggest trap. We think that HDFC Bank is very expensive. Let's buy Central Bank. And let's make it 5 times, 10 times. We know everything.
Then we go back to it.
And then the moment you buy, it moves up a little bit. And then the true color starts coming out. Like NPAs are running at 20% of the book, something like that.
But did you, when you bought it, did you sort of, somewhere in the back of your head, have that sort of sneaky feeling that maybe I'm not doing the right thing, but look, it's cheaper than HDFC Bank or something like that?
I was very clear.
You were convinced by it.
I don't know. I did all the work. I went and met the companies also, and all kinds of analysis. I put my analyst also on the job. He stopped me from, don't do, sir.
He told you this?
He told me this. But I thought he doesn't know anything. Let me show him. And so you always, and the second one also happened because of that. Everybody stopped me from doing it. Actually, what happens is, one of the things I have seen in spotting an idea is that nobody likes it. Whether it is a Bharti, I bought Bharti at 23 rupees 75 paisa. And everybody from my company and all the well-wishers, everybody wanted me to be out of the stock. So by the time it was 30 rupees, I was out of 1,25,000 position. I was out with 1 lakh. I said, this 25,000 I'm not going to sell, come what may. And then I persisted, and again I built 10 times position at 33. Then again at 87, my own analyst went to Arcom to work. And he was scaring me from there, that Reliance is going to kill you guys.
No, not him, but he was
so then again I halved my position. Then again at 140 I said, you guys are nuts. We are going to buy it again. So again I piled on. So like that, people scare you all the way. You know, your conviction is always tested. And when it becomes really popular, then everybody is with you and price is there. When you stop using your brain and you start going using with the analysts, and since we have this 30-40 analysts, we have to at times listen to them.
Madhu, ugliest investment decision in your life involved not keeping an eye on the door. The lesson being that you can find good opportunities, good sectors, good companies, but you got to know when you have to exit.
This was like in 2006 to 2008, you know, in those days. Whatever we thought, whatever we'll touch will go up. Later on, we realized that it is not so simple.
Whatever you touch goes down.
Exactly. So I think it was in some infrastructure companies and some commodity companies. So we had a fabulous success with Jindal Steel and Power. You know, the stock did really well. Touch wood. Fortunately, we got a good exit. So we invested in a bunch of companies that this is going to be next Jindal Steel and Power. So, you know, it was, and we invested in some infrastructure companies, some natural resource companies in those days. This is what I would like to say, you know, everything is not about really buying long term. You have to understand which is a wife and which is a, you know.
What? Sorry?
What? No, I think, you know.
This discussion is censored at every level. Inside information, sit on your ass.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So we are, I think, that time we actually invested in a lot of these companies, extrapolated, thought that, you know, interest rates are 6 or 7%. So in our analysis, we said maximum what it can go to 8%. So let's put 8% in the spreadsheet and still feel that can it work? You know, obviously a lot in the external environment changed. But what I really feel terrible about, in spite of being convinced that we are on the wrong track, we still kept going and doing more and more and more and more work on those companies, on those management. And every time we thought, thoda upar jayega to nikal jayenge. So niche hi jate.
So I think the lesson you're trying to communicate to investors here is if you see something going wrong, get out. Don't wait for the right price,
that is one. And second, I'm saying everything is not for long term. As Manish politely said, a lot of things are Holi Diwali. So you have to understand when you're buying that, you know, what is it for you want to keep for next 25 years and what you want to play tactically. And I am of the camp that you can even play tactically. You know, some people may not have that skill, but some people may have that skill. If something really becomes cheap, you have to invest. But knowing fully well that these are transitional multi-bagger and they are not true multi-bagger.
Ramesh, ugliest investment decision in your life?
You asked me this on the phone.
And you didn't give me an answer. So I'm assuming you've never made an ugly decision. No?
I want to ad lib.
Oh, it's too ugly to tell us about it.
No, I'll tell you, actually, it came back to me. It's like a horror story. It came back to me. In the technology boom, I never got seduced by the low quality technology stocks, the visual impairment, and there was a company called SSI, which was going to the stratosphere. They had a press conference at the peak of the bull market saying, we're tying up with NASDAQ, you know, and it was such a load of baloney even at that time. I never believed that. So I never got ahead, sold in time, no issue about it. Then the market started falling, right? And at some point, SSI went from, I don't know, whatever price it was, down to say 3,000 rupees or 3,500 rupees. It made a hit of 10,000, then went down to 3,000. Now I'm saying it's down 60%. Everyone's bullish about it. Maybe there's some bargain left in it, okay? So I bought 400 shares of SSI. 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, it must have cost me out there. Never saw that price which I bought it even for the next moment, right? And I thought, what's going to happen to Ramesh Damani? 400 shares SSI mein kya ho jayega mere ka? I ended up costing me 400 shares 10 lakh rupees in that simple investment. Because the stock kept going down, kept going down, kept going down. Finally, it was so painful. I went out, the cell phones had come by that time. I went out of my office, called my dealing room, and I said, please sell my 400 shares of SSI. He said, kya bhaav mein bechun, sir? I said, best market rate. Please don't tell me. Please sell it. After I sold it at 600 rupees, it went down another 90%. Okay? So, I mean, it can't get uglier than that. I mean, how could you possibly lose 10 lakhs in 400 shares? I did it.
CNBC TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.